Hey guys, Jacob here. It is June 6, 2022, and we have some more information on The Division Heartland. Supposedly, we're going to be getting more game modes, which is very exciting. I know we were originally getting 2 game modes, but now, as you guys can see here in the title, we're getting 4 game modes, crossplay, and more. This is by Tom Henderson. I think he actually put a article a while back, I think on Xfire was the website, if you guys saw that video and I posted a little while ago. But we're going to get right into the article. Several months ago, I revealed an exclusive Xfire article, which I was right, that is the article. Some key details on The Division Heartland. Details include 2 game modes, the map, base of operations, and more. Sources have since provided additional key details of the game, including the new game will have 4 modes instead of 2. We already know that 2 modes, which is one being named Excursion, and one of the others named Storm. Here's a brief overview of all 4 game modes coming to Division Heartland. Excursion, which a lot of you guys know was going to be as the Expedition, which has now been changed apparently. And as we'll see here, Excursion was previously leaked as Expedition, is a PvE mode that is aimed to get you prepared for the storm, which is really nice. In this mode, players need to scavenge, loot, and explore and survive against enemy AI, which is the objective of extracting from the map via helicopter. Several people have implied that Excursion is essentially the tutorial mode of Storm, where players can get familiar with the map modes and concept before going against other players, which I think is a good idea because that way people can get familiar with the game. Storm, which a lot of you guys, this seems to be the main premise or the main thing a lot of people are going to be playing. Storm seems to be Heartland's flagship game mode that is a PvPvE. Just like with Excursion, players need to scavenge, loot, and explore and survive, but of course, unlike Excursion, players need to fight against other players as well as AI. Unlike the majority of Battle Royale extraction-based games, Storm is a little different in the sense that gas expands from player points of the map, making each game different and challenging. Now, I'm really curious, is the gas eventually going to cover the entire map once it goes off in each area, or is this going to just pop up one area, disappear, or pop up in another? We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm very curious about that, because like Survival, which I don't like comparing to this, because I think it's going to be a little different than Survival in some ways, but Survival kind of had snow everywhere that, you know, in the cold made you freeze to death, so I'm really curious to see if this eventually will cover the whole map, kind of like the snow, and give you kind of like a status effect kind of thing. Nightfall, this is the 3rd Heartland's game mode based at PvE, which if you guys are big PvEers, you'll probably like this one the most. Just like with Storm, players can loot up, survive, and extract to your base of operations, the Boo. Nightfall is a little different though, with added layers and increase the difficulty of the mode have been added. This mode requires players to complete objectives throughout the playthrough, and some of the objectives include deploying beacons, tracking no targets, and collecting data. Unlike Storm, players cannot extract via helicopter, instead need to extract via extraction point on foot at the edge of the map. The catch, players cannot extract from the Silver Creek at nightfall, and need to survive the night against AI enemies called the Vultures, which that's pretty cool, and I'm really excited to play this. I'm not a big PvEer, because I love Division 2 and Division 1's PvP the most out of everything, but I'm really curious to see how this is going to be. Hunt, which this is the main one that a lot of you guys have been talking about, and there's not much on this. But not much is currently known about Hunt, but sources have suggested that mode is more PvP based. Presumably players will need to kill other players without having to deal with AI, which is very cool. And supposedly this game is going to support, I think, 45 to 50 players. In addition, the new game mode source have confirmed that several other key details, including the Division Heartland, will feature crossplay, and it's currently in active testing. In addition, the game has a huge overhaul to its likes of its inventory and gear system, which has made the system more familiar to Division 1 players, or Division players, my bad, not Division 1. I cannot read today. And then we have down here, which is the last bit of it, sources have provided under the request of anonymity footage and images of the Division Heartland, and from my own impressions, it does not appear that the game is near completion, but Ubisoft has pushed back Heartland's release several times, but is expected the game released by the end of this year, which I'm very excited. Hopefully that comes out at the end of the year. We'll just have to wait and see. We should be hearing of the game soon, possibly during Ubisoft Showcase, which is expected in the coming months, or it can be shown at this year's Xbox E3 presentation. So, as you guys know, E3 was canceled this year, but I'm pretty sure Sony and Xbox are going to have their own presentations to kind of make up for E3 and show some new games so we can take a look at that. Because I know there's a lot of big titles. Good example would be the Dead Space reboot and supposedly the Gears of War remaster for next gen and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see some stuff like that, and maybe we'll get to see Division Heartland. But please let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. I'm very excited for this, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. And as you guys know, this is supposed to be free to play. So it'll come out when it comes out. I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot of fun. And the fact that we're getting 4 game modes and crossplay, that's one thing I will talk about real quick. As an Xbox and a PC player, I love, and PlayStation as well, if I can ever find a PlayStation 5, that is. But I'm worried that crossplay could have a good effect on this game and also have a bad effect. One, you'll be able to play with your friends from different consoles, PC, stuff like that. But also, I feel like games, good example would be Warzone, so other games that have crossplay as well, have brought in people who like to cheat. So hopefully there is an option that you can disable crossplay in this, so that way you don't have to deal with that, because no one wants to run into cheaters. Or hopefully this game will have a really good anti-cheat. But I have not seen a really good anti-cheat in a very long time, so we'll just have to wait and see, and pretty much maybe crossplay may not even become a thing. It's not a thing in Division 1 or Division 2, so we'll really just have to wait and see, but I'm excited how this turns out. Like I said, thanks all for watching, and I'll